In for the Night is a podcast that discusses movies, random topics, and gives you an excuse to just stay in for the night. Are you okay?
What?
Are you seizing?
What is seizing?
What I do.
Like seasoning on a cake?
Seizing, like having a seizure.
You didn't hear what I said?
I don't know.
I said seasoning on a cake. I don't think that's right.
I mean, you can have like vanilla and cinnamon. Is it a cinnamon?
Seasoning.
Cinnamon is a seasoning.
I don't think I've ever seen. Oh no, I guess on tiramisu's. Oh, so I am right. Never mind. Look at that. You learned something new today.
Like garlic salt is a seasoning.
Didn't say it wasn't. But you
put
don't
it
put
in
that on
stuff.
You don't put that on cake.
I mean, you could. Never said it had to be a good cake.
It's not a cake I hope anyone would eat.
Like a meat cake.
A meat cake?
It's like the meatloaf. It's the
Like
same thing.
Like a cock meat sandwich?
All right. Welcome to our podcast where we literally say random shit. And if you didn't notice, on our little logo that I actually created myself, it says a purely random podcast. This is what you get. So we live up to the hype, folks. Hi, my name is Katie, and I like this new song I heard called Worms.
You like long walks on the beach.
I like laying on the beach, pretending I'm
where
dead.
Sand gets everywhere.
I pretend I'm a washed up body.
Only you.
What's your name?
No, why have to say my name for? Maybe I want to be secretive today. Teddy Daniels.
Okay, Teddy Daniels. There we go. We got Teddy Daniels. Teddy up in this bitch. Oh, jeez. Doesn't look good for me.
What was his real name?
Andrew Latis.
Andrew Latis, yeah. I knew Latis. I couldn't remember the first name. Teddy Daniels, Andrew Latis. Those are all, they have the same letters?
Did you not watch that part when the psychiatrist was like, these are the same?
And then what was it?
Rachel
Salon something?
and Dolores Latis.
Those all have the same
letters. Yes, they are. What is it? Not anagrams.
He said it in there.
I forgot what they were. I'm
not going to remember.
Words hurt my brain right now.
Everything hurts my brain right now.
All right.
Arrow staring at himself in the mirror.
It's really cute. He's been take a shot because he's being cute. I don't know. He's just really cute lately.
He's always cute. He's the cutest one we have.
Shh. The other ones can hear you.
They don't give two shits. Fifi is licking the bed. Wade is licking the bed. Now he's looking at himself. And then Lala's doing God knows what.
Staring at the corner.
Typical
She's
Lala.
staring at the fucking ghosts that are haunting this house.
And then Arrow's the one checking to make sure the room is safe. And he'll go back to the mirror and stare at himself.
He does perimeter checks.
Yeah. And then he talks himself up, like gives himself a good game, like, you got this, man.
You got this, motherfucker. Don't be a little bitch. Don't be a little bitch. That's why he looks in the mirror. And then he pounds his chest.
Yeah, he pounds his chest, you know.
All right, take a shot. Fifi's over here.
Pats himself on the back. She's been hanging out with me. No, do not jump up here. She
took
a nap with me. Now she's being needy again. She just is a needy Nancy.
Awesome. Well, how was your week?
It's the same week. We just recorded 2 days ago.
3.
4.
10.
5.
86.
A million.
Wasn't born.
You were born. You're just way past.
No, am I the reincarnation of Lilith?
Probably.
Do you know who Lilith was?
No, I don't know who Lilith is.
You agree sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, do you know? And you're like, no, I
freaking daughter of the devil.
No, she was Adam's first wife before he became a little bitch, and he didn't want to be equal with her. So. Oh
well, I'm talking about Lilith from the Supernatural.
And then God was like, "Yo, I'll give you a bitch who will listen." And that's exactly like word for word from the Bible. I will give you a bitch who will listen.
Pretty sure it's not.
It'd be hilarious. We should make an Ebonics Bible.
You know, we'll get so much hate mail.
I don't care. It'd be funny as fuck. Bitch!
Well, now you're taking it from Keen and Peele.
I mean, it'd be funny, wouldn't it?
I mean, I never really watched him, so.
No, I mean, making an Ebonics Bible. Like, for show.
I don't read, so.
You're ruining my joke. Just say yes.
No.
Ay vey. All right. So, let's get into it. Do you remember what our movie was this week?
Literally just watched it.
You just finished it. Shutter Island. It is on a bunch of places. You can get it on Sling, Amazon Prime, Philo. I've never heard of that. Vudu, Redbox, rentals. We had to rent it. It was only $3.99, but
That's expensive. That broke the bank.
We're real poor people.
We have zero money left for the rest of the week.
If you guys feel bad for us, definitely go to our Patreon page. You can find it on our website, inforthenightpodcast.com. Anyway, so Shutter Island, if you have not watched it, watch it. If you haven't watched it yet, stop this podcast and then watch it just in case we have spoilers. Spoilers.
Oh, of course we're going to have spoilers.
But do you want to do it, Teddy?
Why do you ask?
There's a lot of hard words in it.
That's fine. I can say them all. 2010. 3 hours and 18 minutes. Jeez, no wonder.
It's still shorter than Benjamin fucking Button.
Benjamin Button's good, though.
This was good.
I didn't say it wasn't. I just said Benjamin Button's good. Let's see. Shutter Island 2010 thriller mystery. We have a 8.2 out of 10 on IMDb Bizzle. We have my favorite number, 69% on Rotten Potatoes.
Oh, and if you wonder why our email address has inforthenight69@gmail.com, it's just strictly because Ty likes that number. Fifi.
She's lying. She likes it too. She doesn't want to admit it. We have 63% on TV Guide.
Oh, that's still a thing.
2010 it was, I guess. The plausible escape of a brilliant murderess brings...
Excuse you.
What happened?
You are skipping over that part, and that's the whole point of you saying it.
Maybe I did it on purpose because I wanted to see your reaction. And you pass with flying colors.
What
are we talking about? Synopsis.
Penis P9.
About damn time.
Bitch!
I said it earlier and you didn't hear me.
As the Bible says, bitch!
Your version of the Bible.
Bitches be crazy. Literally, that's the exact synopsis for this movie.
The reason why she made me watch this movie is because she's hinting to me.
Just read the goddamn synopsis.
She's Teddy Daniels or Andrew Latis, and I'm...
No, I'm Dolores. Because I went psycho. Read the synopsis.
Same thing.
I'm just both of them, like,
You're
pleasantly,
both of them,
like,
yes,
combined.
Jinx, you owe me a glass of wine. The plausible escape of a brilliant murderess brings U.S. Marshal Teddy Daniels, Leonardo DiCaprio. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to act like Leonardo DiCaprio.
And his new partner, Mark Ruffalo. My boy, Mark. Anyone know who... you just ruined it, but whatever. To Ashcliff Hospital, a fortress-like insane asylum located on a remote, windswept island. The woman appears to have vanished from a locked room, and there are hints of terrible deeds committed within the hospital walls. As the investigation deepens, Teddy realizes he will have to confront his own dark fears if he hopes to make it off the island alive. I was going to say something. Can't remember what I was going to say. Shoot, what was I going to say? I can't remember. Fuck, I was going to say something.
All right, so this movie was bonks. It's definitely one you have to pay attention to, or else you will miss things. So right from the beginning, there's like signs that... Hey, quiet. There's signs. Oh, actually, everybody take a shot because the dogs are being noisy. This is a movie that has a lot of, I want to say Easter eggs, but like hints about what's happening because there's like little tells, like people are like shifting their gaze and shit. I don't want to give too much away because it is a really worthwhile movie to watch, but I just realized, like, might be a spoiler, but not really. Like, the Rachel he found in the cave was not even real either.
Nope.
Nobody was. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So literally crazy.
Well, yeah, Noise wasn't. So the 4 people? Because it was. Well, no, Mark Ruffalo was real.
But he was the doctor, not
he was not his partner.
Spoiler alert. Whatever.
He was his partner, but he was still real. So 3 people. So Noise, Dolores, and he was seeing his wife.
Yeah.
And kids.
But like everybody else was just acting.
Which is crazy that they like did this whole acting thing for him. Like, what about the first scene, bringing him over on the boat? Like, they literally took him off the island and then brought him back. I
think they just like looped around the island and just brought him on because he's technically a dangerous.
How
patient.
Is he dangerous?
He killed his wife.
That's not dangerous. His wife asked for it because she murdered. Like, I'm pretty sure almost any person would murder their significant other if they killed their kids.
I mean, unless they did it together.
Well, yeah. But, like, just like I said, coming home from working as a U.S. Marshal and then seeing
from Tulsa.
And seeing your kids in the dirty-ass pond drown. And then the wife is like, let's dress them up like dolls and we can take them on picnics and blah, blah, blah.
We'll change their clothes.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I would shoot her too.
She was like, you didn't lose your kids. We still have them, technically. Like,
yeah, like, fucking, she was the major psycho one.
Yeah. He should have gotten her help.
He should have. But he ignored the signs and then, bam, he comes home and that happened.
I mean, don't ignore the signs, folks.
This can be, what is it? This can be a learning process.
This is, what is it? Public service announcement, PSA.
Public service announcement. Yeah.
This is a PSA for everybody.
PSA. That sounds weird.
I know.
Seems like it's supposed to be something else, but yeah, public service announcement. Just sounds like that's weird. But yeah, I don't know why I think it's weird. It's like when you spell something you've been spelling your whole life, and then like car, but then all of a sudden you spell it one day and it's like that doesn't fucking look right.
Like, remember that confession when somebody couldn't remember how to spell the word a, like a cat or a dog.
Well, because people say I say a
cat.
Yeah, a cat. I don't say a cat. Yes, I do. I don't say a cat. That's weird.
A cat.
I don't say a cat.
Shat.
A shat. A shat.
Ooh, wait, my vash.
What?
I'm learning.
I ate your vaj?
No, I'm
You
learning.
are naughty. We're on a podcast, man.
Shut up. I'm learning French, and like this one sentence just stuck with me.
I bet it did.
Où ma vache? I told you what it was. Where is my cow?
Sure.
Anyway, I'm probably pronouncing everything wrong. So, shut up. This is my movie. I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Why?
Because I won't watch it again.
Why not? You've already watched it again.
Yeah, but that was like when it first came out, and now it's the second time, and I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, because it's not a movie you watch over and over and over again. It's not one of those movies.
Like
it's
The Conjuring.
It's like a 1 or 2 time thing, and that's it.
Well, I'll give it a 10 because my boy Leo.
I mean, the acting is freaking sexy like always.
The only thing I do have to criticize Leo on is I mentioned this while we were watching it. He squints his eyes a lot. Like, does he have vision problems?
Have you seen his recent movies? Does he still do it?
What recent movies has he done?
He's been in a lot of freaking movies. Wolf of Wall Street.
I never watched that. I had a couple of friends who went and watched that, and they said it was awful. Like, it was really bad. It made them uncomfortable. I'm like, all right, I don't need to watch it.
Well, of course it made them uncomfortable, but it's not a bad... I've heard nothing but good things about that movie. There's just a lot of drugs and fucking...
I don't like movies like that, and I don't like businessy movies, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but this is businessy movies that shows us how that world is.
I don't need to know. I'm not part of it.
Just like I don't need to know fucking geographical areas.
You should if you get lost.
Don't need to.
You're just going to be a black man wandering in the woods.
Fuck yeah. For one, I'm not going to be in the woods. So
what happens if somebody drops you, like airlifts you and drops you with a parachute in the middle of the woods?
If that happens, they're going to have to like somehow drug me, knock me out, something. Because I'm not going to just let someone take me up and then airlift me somewhere. No, it's not going to happen.
Oh, isn't it pretty outside? Oh, let's open the door. Let's get a better look.
No.
I just pushed him from a plane.
Of course you did.
I'm acting like the people who are with you. Not saying I would. Because...
Here at Shutter Island starting, folks. Starting.
Shut up. What's your score?
Oh, we're still talking about that?
I give it a 10. What's your score?
I'm going to give it a 1. Just kidding.
Worse than...
10.
Worse than, what is it, The Labyrinth? UHF?
Yeah, no. No, those are two different... Oh, yeah.
You gave 3s for both of them.
Oh, I thought you were saying Labyrinth and UHF. SUX, you mean, was the same thing.
All right. Now we get to go into the lovely...
Oh, that works.
What?
UHF, but I call it USX or SUX, so Labyrinth sucks. Look at that. 2 movies, and they're both the same description.
But that's not the
in
name...
the title.
It's not called SUX.
I don't give a shit. That's the name of it. Because that movie was fucking terrible.
You're fucking
So
terrible.
was Labyrinth. How were they favorite movies of yours? I have no idea.
I had a huge crush on David Bowie.
And he sings like shit.
He is a rock star, damn it.
He shouldn't have been.
Take that back.
Nope.
Everybody, I will tell you where he works so you can go pitchfork him.
For one, they can't get in. I want to know, I want to hear one of his actual songs.
Okay.
Like, after this podcast. Because if he sings anything like he did on that movie...
He was really big in the 80s.
Well, he shouldn't have been. Because that's terrible. If that's the way he's... Like, if that was
it's like you saying Prince was terrible.
Prince is not terrible. I love Prince.
Great.
Awesome. David Bowie was terrible.
You only gauged that from Labyrinth. You've not heard... He didn't even know he was a real rock star.
Exactly. That's why he's not that important.
Did you live under a rock?
He did.
He did not. He was the rock.
Terrible at it. Terrible.
I'm contemplating divorce. Okay.
You should. I'm contemplating divorce. You like 2 terrible movies.
You like 2 terrible movies.
What?
I can't come up with
exactly. I can't come up with this.
Right now. Give me an hour.
No.
All right. Take a shot. Fifi is
in my nuts again.
Oh, and Arrow's doing the cute little chew on the pillow.
Look how cute they are.
Oh, my God. Okay, so we're going to get into our topic. Do you remember what topic we were doing today?
Something Downs. Diane Downs.
Good job.
Oh, give me a cookie.
No. Actually, there's a... In one of my books I was reading, there's shifters, and so these people...
Shapeshifters?
Yeah, like they shift into animals.
Oh,
and
yeah. Druids?
No, they're just shapeshifters. Like they just have one animal they shift into.
Oh, okay. That's boring.
And so this one dude shifts into a raccoon, but the Federal Bureau of Investigation captured all these shapeshifters, and they got stuck in whatever form they were. So sometimes it was like halfway changed, all the way changed. And there's one little raccoon whose name is Knox. He doesn't like going to the doctor, but he has to be tested on to try to figure out how to put him make him back to normal. And so he demands cookies to take shots and shit. And he's like, 5. I think he put up his little paw. 5 cookies. And the guy's like, no. 1. 3 cookies. 2. 3 cookies. He's negotiating with a fucking raccoon. So you are the raccoon.
Can talk, right?
No, he can't talk in animal form. He understands and uses his little paws. And so then he gets in, and then
he understands English though.
Yeah, because he's a human. Well, he's a shapeshifter, and then he runs he pounds on the door to get out, and then he runs with his cookies in his mouth, and then he pounds on the car to let him in. The guy rolls down the window and he hops into the fucking car. All right, I read weird books. It's fine. All right, so Diane Downs, we are going with Obviously, always Wikipedia. I also got information from Murderpedia, which is specific to murder and murder-ish things. Entertainment.howstuffworks.com, crimemuseum.org, distractify.com, and medium.org. Hey, shush. Take a shot, folks.
Lala's like trying to like sit there and lay comfortably, and they're just like playing on her.
Okay, so a little tip. You can watch this afterwards if you want. It's a little creepy. I had Ty watch an interview that...
It's not creepy.
It is once you know the full story. Okay. Anyway, so if you go to YouTube, type in Diane Downs reenactment, there is like an 8.5-minute video. Watch like from 1:30 through her interview and her reenactment, and that to me is like really creepy. But let's just get into it, and so you can understand why we are doing it. All right, so Elizabeth Diane Frederickson Downs was born August 7th of 1955. And here is a little picture of her.
She looks terrible.
She looks creepy.
Like she's about to kill someone.
And you get to read number 1.
She is a Leo. Leos born on August 7 like to make great mysteries of even the smallest things and refuse to live their lives. Live their lives according to convention. These are attractive, magnetic people who have an
Spell it out.
Unabashed. That's weird. Need to play mind games in order to seduce others emotionally and spiritually.
So that fits this fucker really well. Elizabeth Diane Frederickson was born in Phoenix, Arizona to Wes and Willa Dean. The name is Willa Dean.
Stop. Lay down.
Shots, everybody. So her dad was Wes. Her mom was Willa Dean Frederickson. The name Willa Dean, I think. I like that name. She alleges that her father molested her when she was a child. Read number 2.
Good boy. In adulthood, Diane spoke extremely negatively of her father, criticizing his lecturing. Why does everything look weird? Disciplinaryism.
Okay, everybody, when we say words wrong, take a shot.
You guys are that. How did I say that word? But I couldn't figure out lecturism or
take another shot. Take another shot.
No, I said it right. Lecturing. And the power he had over her mother. He spent way too much time with my mom, and my mom spent no time with me. Downs later said she has testified that her father sexually abused her when she was a child, although she later recanted the allegations, and both of her parents denied that any incident took place.
Excuse me. Diane came from a family with a strict... What?
Nothing. I just said damn it because my sandal's way over there.
Diane came from a family with strict conservative values, and her parents forbade her to wear fashionable clothes or makeup, which made her the subject of frequent bullying. She graduated from Moon Valley High School in Phoenix, where she met her future husband, Steve Downs. Despite her parents' disapproval, Downs continued the relationship. After high school, she enrolled in the Pacific Coast Baptist Bible College in Orange County, California, but it says Orange. But after a year, was expelled for promiscuity and returned to her parents' home.
Promiscuity?
She was a hoe.
Mm.
Read number 3.
But I thought she had a husband.
I mean, it was her boyfriend, but they didn't get married just yet.
Oh. So she was cheating on him?
I don't know. I just wrote down this information. I did not get into it. They had a terrible relationship.
On November 13, 1973, she married Steve Downs, after running away from home. She was 18 years old when she married Steve. For those of you who can't do math.
I put that there.
Oh.
She's 18 years old, for those of you who can't do math.
I mean, I wasn't going to do math on it.
Their first child, Christy Ann, was born in 1974. Cheryl.
Wow.
It's my mom's name.
And mine.
Cheryl followed in 1976, so 2 years later. She ended her next pregnancy with an abortion. But After witnessing pictures of fetuses at an anti-abortion booth in a local fair, she regretted her decision. Read number 4.
She said, I felt the need to do something to make amends for what I had done wrong, she testified. When I had the abortion, I was led to believe that a 6-week fetus is nothing more than mucus. Ugh.
I mean, did you not go to any other health classes?
I did. I don't think she did, though.
Wow. Let me pour my black cherry water.
That's what you've been drinking this whole time?
Yeah. It's yummy. Okay. Diane later testified that Steve had a vasectomy, so she seduced a male friend, Mark Sager, who became the father of their third child, Stephen Daniel, who was born in 1979. So he got the name of his dad, even though she fucked her friend.
Wow.
Awesome. Diane and Steve regularly argued about financial issues and fought over alleged infidelities. Obviously. It'd be funny if, like, her third child came out black and she's like, it's yours.
Yeah, it's yours. Or came out, like, just completely not white.
Like, dark.
Like, African dark.
Sure.
That could not happen. But
if it came out of her that dark, I'm like, there's some questioning I have. Number 5.
This resulted in their divorce in 1980 when it was discovered that Daniel was the result of an extramarital affair by Diane. What?
So Stephen Daniel Downs was the third child's name, and after he turned 1 year old, they got a divorce because he was like, yeah, that's not my kid. Fuck off, kind of thing. So Steve deuced out of there, the husband. On May 8th of 1982, Diane gave birth to a girl named Jennifer while acting as a surrogate mother, despite failing her psychiatric test twice due to their indicating signs of psychosis. So, yeah, she still got to be a surrogate.
Wow.
I have no fucking idea. Downs was employed by the United States Postal Service to the mail routes in the city of Cotton Grove, Oregon. So she moved from Arizona to Oregon. Read number 6.
Sex.
Sex.
According to Steve, Diane treated her children like crap and lacked any maternal instincts. Steve later elaborated, Diane forbade everything to her children. If Danny demanded a little attention, she rejected him. But the worst was when one day I caught Cheryl jumping on the bed, I told her that it was not allowed. I made her sit down and think about what she had done. Cheryl remained calm while looking up and asked, is there a gun here? That's intense. I replied that no, and the reason for this question, to which she told me, I want to kill me. My mom says I'm bad. Wait, who asked that?
The dad asked, the little girl asked her dad, "Oh, is there a gun?" And then she said, then the little girl responded, and he's like, "Why?" And she was like, "Well, mom says I'm bad, so I want to kill myself." Pretty much.
Oh, got it. I understood that.
It was really confusing how it was written out.
That was wrong. Or confusing.
But that's then by accounts of friends, acquaintances, neighbors, and eventually by the surviving daughter, Christy, Diane Downs was an unfit parent who put everything before her children and was especially cruel to Cheryl, who told a neighbor of her grandparents shortly before her death that she was afraid of her mom. That sucks. All right, so now we're going to get to the fateful night. Fateful night. On the night of May 19th of 1983, Diane Downs entered an emergency room bay in Springfield, Oregon. Her 3 children, Christy, who was 8, Cheryl, who was 7, and then Stephen Danny Downs, Danny was 3. Where in the back seat, covered in blood, they had been shot point blank. 7.
The emergency room staff declared Cheryl dead at the scene and placed the other 2 in the hospital with life-threatening injuries.
Dun, dun, dun. When questioned about the events that occurred, Downs explained the story of a man who flagged her down off the side of the dirt road while her 3 children were sleeping in the back seat. He demanded her car, she refused, and he shot her children.
Okay.
So we're going to get into it a little bit more. Although it was dark and the children were falling asleep, Diane says they went this unusual route because they liked to go sightseeing. Thinking the bushy-haired stranger needed help, she stopped for him and got out of her car. So they were driving down this random road because they were sightseeing in the middle of the night, like fucking middle of the night.
Yeah, like normal people do.
Right, because I bring my 3 children in the middle of the night to go sightseeing in the dark.
Let's go look at mountains and trees and canyons in the dark.
When it's like in the middle of nowhere, it's going to be stupid dark. You can't see out. So how are you going to sightsee?
Exactly.
Dumb bitch. Okay. She then claims that he reached into the car and shot her 3 children at close range. After this, she said that she pretended to throw her keys so that he would go looking for them. As he took off to find them, he shot her in the forearm. She then claimed that she sped to the hospital to get her children as fast as possible. To get her children there as fast as possible.
She shot herself in the forearm. Got it.
Okay. So number 8.
After getting away, she fled to the emergency room. During the struggle with the shaggy-haired man, she also obtained a shot in her left arm, but it was not life-threatening. Back to Katie.
All right. They also discovered that immediately upon arriving at the hospital, Downs had called Robert Knickerbocker her lover, a married man and a former colleague in Arizona with whom she had been having an affair. Back to you.
Yay. While her children were still in the hospital, Downs began giving media interviews, telling strange stories and explaining her innocence.
So this is really weird because when you watch the interview, they were like saying she wasn't sad. She wasn't like a mother like praying that her children were safe. And she already lost one. She was just laughing, giggling. Like even in the interview, you saw her. She was just laughing. She's like, oh.
Well, she didn't even want kids. I don't even know why she had them in the first damn place.
We'll get into it. They survived. Okay. Sorry. So now we're into the investigation. Her story did not add up. It was full of extraneous details that lessened the legitimacy of the story. So when you try to lie and you add a lot of details, that kind of just puts questions in people's minds. So that's why she had a lot of details. Like she said, in the middle of the night, we went sightseeing. I'm like,
yeah.
Be like, oh, I was going to surprise my kids with ice cream. Like you could have done that. That would have been more.
Yeah, that would have been more believable. Not saying we went sightseeing.
And then they like to take back roads. So she turned off on this really isolated road and there's a random shaggy-haired man.
With a gun. Yeah, sure.
I'm like, come on, bro.
And then plus if he reaches in.
I'm
not sure how she shot her kids. I don't really want to know unless it's told. But if he's outside and he reaches in through the window and shoots him, it's going to be at a completely different angle than I'm sure how she did it. So
yeah, we don't get
it's going to be. It's going to be from like this way if he's in that window, or this way if he's in that window. I'm pretty sure she was probably in the front seat and turned around, or was in the middle,
right,
and shot them. So it's going to be straight
because it's like a little orange like car. So I think it's only a 2-door, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember because we just watched it and I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I think it's a 2-door and it's like the one where you have to pull the seat up and then you have to climb in. Okay, and so the kids were all in the back seat, and so she would have to turn around or like through the window if it's like a big window and they keep shot like through like that. Maybe
I'm pretty sure she did it in the car.
Probably. So obviously the police I put that in there. The police began investigating Downs. They were able to locate her secret journals that explained an affair she was having with a married man. Number 9. I just it's like so dramatic. Like who cares?
Apparently she does. She likes cheating.
She does.
The man she was involved with did not want children, which made her view them as a burden. Knickerbocker also reported to police that Downs had stalked him and seemed willing to kill his wife if it meant that she could have him to herself. Knickerbocker, so bad, stated that he was relieved that Downs had left for Oregon and he was able to reconcile with his wife. I mean,
his wife was named Charlene, so it was like, I forgot what the dude's first name was. Robert.
So she stayed with him, even though, unless she
I think he broke it off when she moved to Oregon, and they would write love letters back and forth, and then.
I'm talking about him and his wife.
Yeah, I'm getting to that, and so then after all this kind of went down, he went to his wife, apologized, and all that shit, and they worked through it. So he got back with him. I mean, once a cheater, always a cheater.
That's sad.
So they survived, although Christy suffered a stroke and Danny was paralyzed. So only 2 of her kids survived. Cheryl died. Mm-hmm. So Christy suffered a stroke. So she had problems speaking right after that because, I think she got shot in the head, kind of thing. I think. I didn't look into that because I didn't want to see it. And then Danny was paralyzed from the waist down. So his mom shot him in the stomach. Which.
Ouch.
The forensic evidence did not match Downs' story. There was no blood on the driver's side of the car, nor was there any gunpowder residue on the driver's panel. Downs did not tell police she owned a .22 caliber handgun, but both Steve Downs, her ex-husband, and Knickerbocker, her ex-lover, said she did own one. So the little girl who was jumping on the bed and said, "I want to kill it. Is there a gun here? I want to kill it." She probably knew that her mom had a gun.
Of course.
Although a struck. Take a shot, folks.
Probably threatened her with it.
Or she probably waved around and be like, "Sit down, behave."
Yeah, I'm going to shoot you in the face.
Perfect parenting right there. Sarcasm, people. Sarcasm. Although a stroke impaired Christy's ability to speak, she was able to start telling police that what she remembered about that night. Her story did not involve, shockingly did not involve a shaggy-haired man.
No, the shaggy-haired man was her mom.
Shaggy-haired bitch.
Shaggy-haired bitch.
What the fuck, bro? Did we tell that story on...
I'm sure we have.
Probably. Their suspicions heightened when Downs went for the first time to see Christy, who was unable to speak after suffering the stroke. Christy's eyes glazed over with apparent fear, and her heart rate jumped dramatically.
Why again?
Because her mom showed up, and she was afraid of her.
I was reading.
Stop reading. Investigators later discovered she bought the handgun in Arizona, and although they were unable to find the actual weapon, they found unfired casings in her home with extractor markings from the same gun that shot the children. So what I'm assuming is after Downs shot her children, she threw it into the forest and drove to the hospital. Mm-hmm. The hospital staff were extremely uncomfortable with her behavior. In their opinion, what they were seeing wasn't a grieving mother, but a histrionic personality on full display. In an infamously disturbing video obtained by detectives, Diane laughed and adjusted her hair, makeup, and reenacting what supposedly happened on camera. She gave a series of strange media interviews, each leaving a worse aftertaste than the last. So that interview I showed you was exactly what this is commenting about. Mm-hmm. She was fixing her hair, she was primping, and then she's laughing, giggling, and then when she hit her arm on the car, she was like, "Oh, that hurt worse than..." Oh, never mind. She was going to say she hurts worse than me being shot, shooting myself.
Shooting myself.
That's what we assume, allegedly.
Well, what else would she say? Because she stopped. She almost told on herself. Freaking idiot.
Freaking stupid head. Okay.
Stupid head.
What?
What are we, 2?
We need to
freaking poo-poo head.
Duty head. Okay. Most damaging, witnesses saw Downs' car being driven from apparently the scene of the crime to the hospital very slowly toward the hospital at an estimated speed of 5 to 7 miles per hour.
Oh, fuck was she going so slow?
In her story, she said, "I sped to the hospital as fast as I could." And there's witnesses saying that she was only going like 5 or 7 because they're behind her, and then they passed her, and then they saw who it was.
Wow.
Okay. Contradicting Downs' claims that she drove to the hospital at high speed after the shooting. So she was saying that, hey, that's stupid. Okay. Based on this and additional evidence, Downs was arrested 9 months after the event on February 28th of 1984 and charged with murder and 2 counts of each, 2 counts each of attempted murder and criminal assault. This dumb bitch, tie number 10.
However, Downs had a plan to gain sympathy from the jury. She seduced a man along her postal route and was pregnant during her trial. Jeez, how does she seduce these guys? She's not even like good looking.
It's the 80s.
Jesus. That's it.
That's it. I was like, I'm just in shock that she's stupid. Anyway, so we're going to move on to like the trial. This part is not very long, so because I don't really like talking about trial stuff. It's boring.
Why not? You don't like talking about anything.
Okay. Prosecutors argued that Downs shot her children to be free of them so she could continue her affair with Knickerbocker, who let it be known that he did not want children in his life. He was like, fuck kids.
So he made her do it.
He didn't make her.
This is like The Act all over again.
Maybe.
He's got her. He's got Munchausen. How do you say that fucking
Munchausen
word? That
by
one.
proxy.
And he's, getting her to do bad things.
I don't think that's Munchausen's because that's where you would glean attention from other people because of somebody's sickness.
What?
You have to be sick. No.
I know. I'm kidding. Jesus.
No, you're not. You're being super serious.
Okay.
After all the evidence was introduced against Downs, a star witness was placed on the stand. Can you guess who it is?
Knickerbocker.
No.
Steve.
No.
The kids.
Which kid?
The girl.
Strokey. Yep.
Strokey? Wow.
Christy. Following months of physical and mental therapy, Christy Downs was able to take the stand and tell the jury who shot her. Downs was found guilty and sentenced to life plus 50 years. I don't know how.
Death penalty.
Life plus 50 years. I don't get that. 11.
Once she recovered her ability to speak, described how her mother shot all 3 children while parked at the side of the road and then shot herself in the arm. Christy was 8 years old at the time of the murder and 9 years old at the time of the trial.
Mm-hmm. Downs was found guilty of all charges on June 17th of 1984 and sentenced to life plus 50 years, what I said. Psychiatrists diagnosed Downs with narcissistic, histrionic, I cannot say that word, and antisocial personality disorder. Most of her sentence is to be served consecutively. The judge made it clear that he did not wish Downs to ever regain her freedom.
Good. Or you can give her the death penalty.
10 days before her sentencing, the baby was seized by state of Oregon, like the new baby that she had, by the state of Oregon and adopted soon after. She was renamed Rebecca Becky Babcock.
Wow.
Number 12.
She was able to give birth between the verdict and sentencing. The baby, named Amy Elizabeth, was adopted by another family and renamed. That you just said that.
I know. It's like some of the stuff was like had more information in it. I'm like, okay, that makes better sense, but I wanted to have both. All right, so now we're going to move into the aftermath. So Diane is in prison. Mm-hmm. Children, shit. Okay. So the surviving children, Danny and Christy eventually went to live with one of the prosecutors on the case.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Fred Hughey, he and his wife, Joanne, adopted them in 1984. Aww. So that's sweet. But there's a twist! Only 3 years into her sentence, Downs managed to escape from prison in Oregon where she was being held.
Wow.
Number 13.
2 weeks later, she was discovered just blocks from the prison in the home of another inmate's husband. Oh, because she's at a woman's.
Yeah, obviously.
in the home of another inmate's woman or husband. She remains in prison today in California at a higher security facility. In 2008 and 2010, she was denied parole and must wait a decade before applying again. You're not going to get out, chickadee.
Okay, so Downs was moved from Oregon's Women Correctional Center, so that's the one she escaped to. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Somebody's messaging you.
No, it's not messaging.
To the New Jersey Department of Corrections. So she went from Oregon on the West Coast all the way across the United States to the fucking East Coast. Mm-hmm. And then, where was it? Clinton. Okay. The name of this thing is New Jersey Department of Corrections Clinton Correctional Institution. That's the whole name of that.
That's a very long name. They should shorten that.
Probably.
By a lot.
After serving 10 years, she was then moved from New Jersey back to California.
The fuck?
I know. Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. That was stupid. I don't know why they did that.
Or they could have just gave her death penalty.
Or they could just drown her in the ocean.
Or that.
Like a poor.
Or they could just.
Dolores.
Was it death by
Suicide?
Shooting? What is that called?
Or death by. Oh, I know what you're saying. Mass. No.
I can't think of that either now. Jeez, my
Words
brain.
are hard. Stuff being shot by
Firing
people.
squad.
There we go. Good job, babe.
I beat you to it.
I was not going to get there. there was no way I was going to ever reach that point.
I did. You're welcome.
Good job.
Thank you.
While in prison, Downs has earned her associate's college degree in general studies. As of 2010, she is located in the Valley State Prison for Women, so in California. Downs' sentence makes her eligible for parole consideration after serving 25 years. Under Oregon law, as a dangerous offender, she will be eligible for parole consideration hearing every 2 years until she is released or dies in prison. So hopefully they just don't give it to her because fuck.
That's dumb. Dangerous. They get.
She wasn't a danger really to anybody else except like the kids.
She's still a danger. She killed kids. Who cares if she's a danger to only kids or not? She's still a fucking danger.
I'm just saying.
How the hell did they give dangerous people the chance on parole? That's fucking stupid. Mm-hmm. That's sad. That's fucking sad.
It is. You get to read number 14.
Our judicial system is just so fucked up.
Take a shot. He said it funny.
I cannot say that word
Judicial?
right. Judicial.
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 Not drudicial.
Judicial.
Close enough.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it right. Just like you and cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I say it wrong on purpose. You know that, right?
Say it right.
Cinnamon.
Oh, okay, never mind. In her first application for parole in 2008, Downs reaffirmed her innocence. Over the years, she said, "I have told you and the rest of the world that a man shot me and my children. I have never changed my story." Your children that you shot already confessed. Like, get the fuck over it.
Just because you say it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's true.
Dumb bitch. Okay, so going back to Downs' first parole hearing was on December 9th of 2008. So not very long ago.
Yeah, no.
Lane County District Attorney Douglas Harselroad. I wish it was Harsel Load.
Yeah, hard to load.
Hey! Wrote to the parole board. Downs continues to fail to demonstrate any honest insight into her criminal behavior. Even after her convictions, she continues to fabricate new versions of events under which the crimes occurred. She alternately refers to her assailant as bushy-haired stranger, men wearing ski masks, or drug dealers, and corrupt law enforcement officials. So, what she said, what you said, she said. I've never changed my story. There is evidence.
Yeah, there's evidence that you've changed your story. Maybe she thinks she hasn't changed it because it's always another
somebody,
person.
Yeah. But
not
the bushy-haired stranger, two men, not one.
Two men in ski masks.
Drug dealers.
And
corrupt law enforcement officials.
I think all of those could be legit. Yep, 100%.
Why not all of them shooting her children?
Yeah,
just like all of them get together.
Legit firing squad.
Like the bushy-haired stranger was buying drugs from the drug dealer, and the law enforcement officials were hanging out protecting the group, and then the ski masks came about because they were cold.
There you go.
Done.
Her story's legit.
There you go. And she's listening to this podcast. She's like, oh my God, that's perfect.
And she gets out and it's your fault.
You know what? After 3 hours of interviews and 30 minutes of deliberation, Diane Downs was denied parole.
Why even take 30 minutes? As soon as she walked in, denied.
They have to be like, oh, we're gonna get some coffee, like just chit chat. Like obviously she's not getting it, so
it's like what we call it. My job is the donuts and coffee meeting, but that's usually when you're getting fired. So yeah, that's if like someone's like, yeah, you're having a donuts and coffee meeting, you might as well just pack your shit up.
That's scary. Don't get a donuts and coffee meeting.
Okay. Babe.
Downs faced her second parole hearing on December 10th of 2010. She was denied parole, and under a new law, will not be eligible for parole for another 10 years. So
fuck yeah!
So in 2020, I didn't see
new law again for dangerous people. Should be like 100 years. You get.
She will have to wait to apply for parole until 2020, where she'll be 65 years old.
Well, what's the verdict?
Fuck if I know. I didn't have any information on it. You can look it up.
Well, you got to read my number 13 or 15.
Okay. Moving on, we just have two things left. Babcock is the only child who has ever come forward to discuss her life and the trauma of being the daughter of a killer. My childhood was one of dreams, and we had every opportunity that we wanted, she told ABC News. My parents wanted us to prosper, to learn, and to grow, she said. The life Babcock ended up in was markedly different than the one she escaped from. So a little bit background on Babcock. What does it say?
I just search, is Diane Downs still in jail today? And the first little thing that pops up is Oregon's parole board isn't likely to release Diane Downs anytime soon.
Great. So Babcock, the daughter that Diane Downs had to make everybody feel bad for her, she was adopted like right after. And she didn't know she was a daughter of a killer until I forgot exactly what happened. Like she saw something online, like on TV or something, and it referred to this person as her, and then they said her new name, which was stupid. You shouldn't do that for children. And so then she went and started writing like letters to Diane Downs, like just because she wanted to know who her biological mother was. So
the fuck for?
She didn't know who she was. And so after like I don't know how long they were writing back and forth, Diane started getting really creepy with her letters, and they were just like I don't have examples, but it was just really strange, like letters written to her. Like at first it was fine. She's like, "Oh, I love you. I never wanted to get rid of you, but I'm here and I'm innocent." Like, and then it got to really creepy, like you're gonna die, shit like that.
Of course, yeah.
And so
murdered her children.
This in turn, like, had a really big effect on Babcock, and she like turned to drugs because she couldn't deal with it. And then, she turned to drugs, and then she had like a child when she was like 16 or 17. I can't remember. And then she got cleaned up, and she's fine now. But it was just
like, I mean, but I get it. She wants to know who her mom is, but it's like, to me personally, I feel like I don't know how old she was when she found out that
I think she was like 14. 13,
yeah,
14.
so she's definitely has a brain of her own now. Like, so I feel if I would have found that out at that age, and basically like my mom or dad was like a killer, like basically killed my siblings, I would not want to know who that person is. I would not write them. I would not try to contact them, anything. Like, I don't want to know. And then sure enough, she contacts her, and now, I mean, she's better now, but she ended up freaking going to drugs and like getting pregnant and just doing a lot of bad things, because that's going to take a toll on someone, especially someone who wants to know their mom and they find out that their mom is fucking scary.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand like, oh, if she was arrested for protecting herself, and if she murdered people, then I'm like, okay,
yeah,
whatever.
that's different. But the fact that she just blatantly pulls over, bang, 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 and then shoots herself, and then laughs about it, basically, in the media.
Because I think she thinks she's getting away with it. Like, in those, like, media revelations, when you rewatch them, she's acting for her life. And then there's this, like, psychological thing. Well, usually children do it, where if they're lying to you, they'll smile. Like, creepy smile. Like, there's this one kid who's
her picture looks like that.
And so she was, like... And I think that's kind of the psychological turn that happened when she's reenacting. I think she doesn't know she's laughing. I think she's just trying to act and like do
just
that.
Trying to act.
She's
trying to get an Oscar.
Yeah, she's trying to get people on her side. So that way, when this goes to trial,
I'm pretty sure no one is on her side.
But like it just like
even in her perfect world, she still would not like. She still could not lie and get away with what she did.
If she made sure her children were dead, I feel like she could have gotten away with it.
I don't think so.
Well, no. The thing is, they didn't find the gun. Yeah, they found the shell casings in her house, which she's stupid. She should have gotten rid of those.
There you go.
But like all of the other information is hearsay. Oh, she was driving really slow. Okay.
Like if she maybe could have got away with it if the kids didn't survive at all and she had better stories. Her stories were fucking terrible.
Yeah, she should have come up and be like, oh, like this person was on the side of the road and they were trying to fix their car, or they were asking if we could give them a ride for get gas or something. Like that's something.
Anything better than going sightseeing in the middle of the night.
Getting out. But the thing is, like, she should have done it maybe in the evening. Not like completely dark out and just be like, oh, we were driving home after we went to dinner at Luigi's or wherever fucking place they go to.
Luigi's.
I was just thinking Italian. It sounds really good right now. But I'm just like, oh, yeah, we went out to eat and then we were driving home and the kids were falling asleep in the back. And then there's this guy, like, we like to take the long route home and we detoured onto this road and then there was somebody there. Like, that would have been a better story. And then make sure you went to Luigi's to have eyewitnesses that you actually were there. Happy with your children.
But she probably would not have done that.
Exactly. Like thinking,
she's not the smartest. So.
Obviously not. But the thing is, that's where I'm just like, it could have gone a different way if she wasn't stupid.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad it didn't because she should get the death penalty.
Oh, 100%. Read number 15.
I guess Oregon doesn't have that, so.
I think the whole East.
They should just transfer her to Texas just because.
Well, she didn't get the. What's the word? Sentencing. She didn't get her sentencing here.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They should
have
brought her here just because. I understand, babe.
If she did it in Texas, she could get charged.
Just understand what I'm saying. I want her to get the death penalty, so I don't care about her not doing a crime here. They should just be like, well, we can't do it here.
I'm surprised
Let's just send her over to Texas so she can get the death penalty.
I'm really surprised she didn't get killed yet in prison because, like, people don't like it when you, like, assault children.
I mean, if she was in a male prison, probably. I don't think it's the same for a woman's prison.
Maybe.
Maybe that's why they don't have her in a prison. Isn't she in, like, a correctional facility or something?
It's the Valley State Prison for women.
Oh, well, I guess she is in a prison, but... I guess it's not the same thing, or maybe they have her protected. I don't know.
She's in solitary confinement
like,
for the rest of her life.
That's one of the definitely things of like in a male big prison. Like if you murder kids, like you're Dunskies when you go in there. From what I heard, I mean, but
right.
I don't know how true that is.
Because you've always been to prison. You're prison.
I'm just a prison gangster. Yeah, fuck that.
You are not gangster whatsoever. You would not last a day in prison.
That's what you say.
Right.
It would be like, have you seen Blood In, Blood Out?
No.
There you go. That might be one of my movies. And
well,
how have you not seen Blood In, Blood Out?
I don't like prison movies. Shawshank Redemption ruined it for me.
This is not like Shawshank Redemption at all. Let's see. Number 15?
Yes.
Bad Bob Cock. Such a terrible last name. Is a behavioral health coordinator for children in Salem.
Oregon.
No. Still Salem.
Yeah.
Who also breeds dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she likes dogs.
Keep on
She's
reading.
my best friend.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
What's her first name?
Becky.
Becky. There we go. I'm gonna say that. Becky runs Capital Doodles with her daughter as a hobby that is rooted in bringing joy to others. They make sure to potty train and socialize each puppy and send them home fully vaccinated and ready for love. I 100% support and encourage rescuing, but I am also grateful to supply well-adjusted, loving puppies to those looking for our specialized breeds, says Becky.
So Becky now helps children as well as creates animals to share love.
And she has a kid.
And she has a kid. So it's great.
So look at that.
So silver lining. I don't know what happened to the other two children. I just know that Christy had a stroke, and I think she still struggles with it a little bit. And then Danny's still paralyzed, obviously.
Well, so she shot him in the stomach and must have hit his spine.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's a terrible life to live. I feel bad for both of them. I feel bad that you had a shitty mother.
No, there's Cheryl, who was like freaking scared her whole life and then gets shot and killed.
That's really sad.
That's rough.
But that's our topic today.
Telltale signs. But see, the thing is, like, even if Cheryl went to like her neighbors or went to someone and is like, "Hey, I'm scared of my mom. I think she has a gun." Blah blah blah. They probably wouldn't believe her anyway.
Like, it's in the 80s. Nobody believes children.
Yeah.
Just go roll around in the dirt. It's fine.
Like, they're like, "Oh, it's probably like you watching too much TV."
Right.
And then they find out a week later that she's been murdered. They're like, "Fuck."
Damn it.
She was telling the truth.
We're not bringing this to the cops. Because I do not want to be like guilty by association.
So bad.
I mean, if I heard that, I think I would do something. Like if the people over there were like,
we don't even open the door when the doorbell rings. Like,
yeah, but if I see it, oh yeah, if I,
well, it
little
depends.
brat.
If they come, because like when he first came up, it was almost night, like it was dusk. So like I was skeptical, but it was like broad daylight, and like a kid came over. I think I would open the door, maybe. I don't know, talk to him through the door.
no. Like, go to the window, show us your hands.
Yeah, show us your hands. Make sure there's no one looking around. Make sure there's like no one around them.
I'm gonna be like, babe, go get your gun. And the kid's like, what?
They're trying to get away from that, and now we're threatening to.
Be like, who sent you, bitch?
Who do you work for?
What?
I just need help.
As they piss themselves.
Yeah.
We're just like, oh, okay.
Oh, sorry about that.
I don't know you. You stole my mail. Like, fuck off.
Oh my God.
But no, seriously, that's a sad story. But Diane Downs was always a fascinating story to me. So I thought that would be an interesting, twisty.
I just don't know how she seduces these men. Like, she is not good looking at all.
I mean, but you have to think
She's not
good
a
looking.
looker.
She's not good looking, but like the people she's seducing are not good looking either.
Maybe, maybe not. Are there
Okay.
pictures of these people?
I'll do Robert Nick.
Knickerbocker.
Robert
So bad.
Knickerbocker.
Because you can almost mess up that last
he's not
name
bad.
and then like say the N version of that. You know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's okay looking.
See? Yeah, he's a good looking dude. What do you mean?
That's, you can't really see it. Wait, if I get an angle right. All right, that's Robert Knickerbocker. Terrible vision of it. And then Steve Downs.
Like, Knickerbocker was a good looking dude. And so the fact that he would cheat on his wife with someone who is not cute at all is sad.
I mean, that's Steve Downs now.
He's a good looking dude too, even like older. So that means that younger he was probably better. Well, I wouldn't say better looking. I mean,
Do you want to look? Do you want to see what Diane Downs looks like now?
sure. It's probably scary as fuck. Oh my God. She was like a wicked witch from the West.
Literally. She
Literally.
was. And then somebody fucking landed a house on top of that bitch.
What do you mean someone landed a house on top
Wizard
of
of Oz, Wicked Witch of the West. Or East.
You're going a little bit too far. A little bit too far.
All right. Thank you for joining us, folks. Next episode is We're Not Qualified. So write in. Tell us your confessions. Tell us your advice questions. Any funny headlines or any funny stories, go ahead and share those because we will read them online. How you write to us, you may ask? I have a funny story I would like to share. I don't know how to do it. This is how you do it. You right? It's like a kid reading, like trying to act.
Shutter Island.
Go to our email in for the night 69 the number
69
number 69
69
at gmail.com or go to our website inforthenightpodcast.com and just go to contact and you can email us there. We will get it. What else can you find on our website? What is it, Teddy?
Nothing.
Bitch. And Jesus said, bitch.
Patreon and merch.
Patreon and merch. If you want to see our lovely faces, we do have very good facial expressions.
That's a good one. That's cute.
Go ahead. Starting at $1 a month. That's like, we already did the math and I'm not trying to do it again. But it's not like it's pennies. Barely a penny. No, it's over a penny. 3 pennies. 3 pennies.
Yeah, it's
3 pennies. Come on. We did this.
Shut up. 3 pennies a day. So, and you can see a lovely video of us as well as get the episodes early. So whenever we record this, I upload the video right after because I'm lazy and I do not want to do it the day before, like the day of release. So, yay.
How was that being lazy?
Because then I have to go back and do it. Whereas I can just do it now and get it done with. Anyway, in merchandise, I am constantly making new merch. I am now making fun puppy clothes. One says
doing puppy clothes.
Bonkers.
Oh, la la.
Yeah, so I'm making some doggy clothes because I want to dress up our dogs. I want to get one of those pit bull like pajamas for our dogs.
I mean,
They have like it's called pitty pajamas, I think they're called. And I want to get pitty pajamas for all of our dogs because it'd be adorable. Like they have ducks on them and shit.
We should get the Chucky one. That Chucky one
God.
is terrifying. It like hobbles, and it's like the knife is bouncing.
fucking was terrible.
Okay, remember next episode, We're Not Qualified. We hope we gave you a reason to stay in for the night.
And until next time, peeps, peace out. You like that
Wow.
song?